Okay, update in the satanic accelerationist cult news. We watched a couple weeks ago, we watched those BX videos about the satanic cults, one of which is called 764, and two of the leaders of 764 have been arrested. Four members, an online pedophile sextortion cult, one of Greek and Indian background. They would extort teens into self-harm. So Leonidas Varagianis, that's the Greek guy, and Prason Nepal, also known as Trippy 20 of North Carolina. Prason Nepal. The Jeet festation is so rampant, so ubiquitous that even the violent extremist groups are being taken over by the Jeetoning.
Your beaches and your bars, nothing is safe. Your bombs and vaginas. So far, we've only gotten a taste. On the daily course, you'll be fully informed. The Jeet hive is swarming and never conforming. No redeemed card.
They ordered their victims to commit acts of self-harm and engaged in psychological torment and extreme violence against minors. So these guys are going to jail for like 30 years each. Defendant Nepal himself engaged in receipt and distribution of CSAM. I got CP if you want to see it. Child, I'll send it. Nigga, I got CP. I got child. If you want to see it, I got child. Very, very cool things happening on the internet.
Steve, you know, that's right. Shocking to hear the testimony in court. An FBI agent explained just how dangerous this network known as 764 is to society. The FBI agent saying it targets minors, specifically girls, exploiting them. Now the I-team is uncovering new information about one of the accused leaders, this man who lives not far from the triangle, who's now behind bars. Prason Nepal, a 20-year-old from High Point charged with child exploitation enterprise. The I-team there when Nepal appeared in federal court in Greensboro Tuesday, where authorities say he was one of the leaders of the violent extremist network known as 764. According to an affidavit unsealed today in D.C., 764 is a violent online network that seeks to destroy civilized society through the corruption and exploitation of vulnerable populations, including minors. The FBI says members of the 764 groom minors that they meet online.
Relationships which might appear to be innocuous at first, and then progressing to a place where they're asking for individuals to comply with their demands. Production.
It should be death penalty for people like this, by the way. It shouldn't be 30 years in jail. It should be wood chipper.
Photos and beginning a cycle of control and fear.
In court, the FBI agent investigating the case said Nepal, who was known as Trippy on the network, allegedly encouraged 764 members to.
Yeah, well, the internet, man, the problem that with like trying to like monitor what your kids are doing on the internet, part of the reason it's so hard is because it's not just like you go through the chat logs of Discord or whatever. You should do that. You should be doing that regularly. Go through your kids, all their apps that they're using. They're in like Roblox, these pedos, like talking to you in Roblox, and there's no logs of the conversations that, you know what I mean? Or they're on voice chat and shit like that, or they're using apps where they can delete the messages.
Coerce and extort minors to produce heinous materials online, such as live streaming acts of self-harm, animal cruelty, sexually explicit acts, and even suicide. In the affidavit, it describes how Nepal provided guidance directly to other 764 members, how to effectively groom and extort victims.
How can you protect your kids? Education is probably your best option. Like, you have to talk to your kids. You have to tell them what kind of freaks are out there. So, and it's not like an easy conversation to have. It's not fun to have those kinds of conversations with. I know. I have a daughter who's like 13. It's not fun. It's not easy, but you have to do it.
One example, it stated Nepal allegedly wrote form of discipline to little girls.
Well, I'm just guessing at the 30 years, but that's probably a fairly accurate guess.
Who might not have a father at home. It's a good thing. When the 764 member posts about how he can further extort the female even more. According to the criminal complaint, Nepal responded in part, you have this image and you have her school. You can blackmail her. You tell her you will show this picture to her family and friends. she can avoid if she just obeys you. Besides Nepal, authorities say Leonidas Varganias, a U.S. citizen but living in Greece, was also arrested and charged with operating this global child exploitation ring. In response to this bust, U.S. Attorney General Pamela Bondi said these defendants are accused of orchestrating one of the most heinous online child exploitation enterprises we have ever encountered, a network built on terror, abuse, and the deliberate targeting of children. Nepal's family was in court, including his mom and dad, an older sister and younger brother. His sister testified they had no idea Nepal was allegedly involved in 764 and saw no signs of his involvement. I caught up with the family after court. Your brother's accused of some pretty serious crimes.
Please don't ask us anything.
Can you tell us, this was happening in the home. He admits to being a leader of the 764. Did you have any idea?
We have a minor with us. Please don't ask anything. We have a minor.
We're not talking about right here.
Yeah, okay, but your brother and your son is a pedophile. So do you have anything any signs? And do you have any indication that he was a weirdo? The thing is like when you're a pedo, you're so far gone that it's like almost impossible to me that the people closest to you don't know that something is off. You know what I mean?
Nepal's attorney also declined to comment to Eyewitness News because the case is being transferred to D.C. and he represented him here for his North Carolina hearing. If Nepal is convicted of the crimes he's charged with, he faces a maximum life in prison. Now, we are working with ABC News on this investigation, so we'll bring you more information on 764 and its dangers, because I was in court hearing from that FBI agent, and it was just shocking, especially as a parent with two.
Anyway, shout out to Kash Patel and the FBI for arresting these guys. Everybody just loves to hate on the FBI all the time. They never get any credit when they actually catch these weird internet criminals, which are hard to catch because they're doing everything online. But yeah, wood chipper for these two, totally justified. And also mass shooting averted after Palm Beach County man found armed, ready to go. 22-year-old Damian Allen of Loxahatchee was arrested Sunday after investigators found an arsenal of weapons, disturbing online messages, and a closet full of law enforcement uniforms. Now, what's interesting about this is this guy was in contact with Natalie Rupnow. Look at here. The arrest report says Allen posted videos to Discord, TikTok, and Instagram while wearing a PBSO uniform, falsely claiming to be a deputy. Detectives say he was also communicating with Natalie Rupnow, the 15-year-old who shot and killed two people at a Wisconsin school last year before taking her own life. In those exchanges, Allen reportedly described his loadout, shared tactical plans, and said he was targeting 7 locations, including a church and a police department. Detectives say Allen had more than PBSO gear. They found an FBI uniform, an Army Ranger outfit, Marine Corps dress blues, a ballistic vest, helmets, fake federal and military ID badges.
Accused of planning an act of mass violence, a mass shooting, even encouraging a young girl who later carried out a deadly mass shooting at a school in Wisconsin. Investigators believe his arrest prevented another tragedy.
There's no doubt in my mind they have stopped a mass shooting that was going to happen.
Good evening and thank you for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Todd McDermott.
And I'm Felicia Rodriguez. Investigators say the suspect was stockpiling weapons and posing online as a Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputy. Investigative reporter Terry Parker spoke with the sheriff and an FBI agent, former FBI agent, joining us live tonight. Terry?
Looks like a Damien. Yeah, wasn't that the kid's name from The Omen? Some names are just ruined, right? After the Omen movie comes out, not a good idea to call your kid Damien.
Right. The sheriff tells me there was no doubt about it that Damian Allen of Loxahatchee was planning a mass shooting. He says he had everything he needed to carry it out: guns, ammo, and a closet full of sheriff's outfits ready to go.
The investigators that worked this case, there's no doubt in my mind they have stopped a mass shooting that was going to happen. This guy was ready to go, had all the equipment, had the propensity to do it. It's just a matter of what day was going to set him off to go do it.
Take a look at what they found. These pictures show the arsenal Damian Allen had inside his home. 18 firearms, including what appear to be automatic weapons, over 300 pounds of ammunition, and a closet full of PBS deputy uniforms complete with a taser, a two-way radio, and a 3D printed fake body camera. According to the arrest report, Allen posted disturbing messages and videos on Discord, Instagram, and TikTok, some while wearing a PBSO deputy uniform and claiming to be a law enforcement officer. Detectives say he exchanged messages with Natalie Rupnow, the 15-year-old shooter in last year's mass shooting at a Wisconsin school. In those chats, Allen allegedly talked about his loadout, talked about tactical gear and ambush strategies, and said he was targeting 7 different places, including a church and a police department. He's now charged with making written threats to commit a mass shooting, using a two-way communication device to facilitate a felony, and impersonating a law enforcement officer. Detectives say he was targeting police.
Just these weird, there's no ideology. It's just nihilism and like misanthropy. And as obviously it's insane to go out and like kill innocent people, and there's something like demonically wrong with you if you're doing that kind of thing. But it's also like the world is so fucked. Can you really blame the young people for hating the world? Like, in a way, this is older people's fault for bringing up young people in this world that is so detached from God. We're severed from God, and this is what you get. This is what you get.
And he also had an FBI uniform, an Army Ranger uniform, and a set of Marine Corps dress blues with a ballistic vest, ballistic helmets, and fake police and Army credentials. And the FBI says that they tipped...
It's not that fucked. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you know, look, I mean, it's partly like the internet too is so blackpilling, right? You're right. It's not that fucked. It's not that fucked, but there's a lot of blackpilling that happens on the internet that makes you think things are just like beyond repair, or you'll never have a normal life. You'll never be happy.
The sheriff's office here about 5 weeks ago. They were investigating what was going on, but then they got some new information this week that made the sheriff's office jump into action. They grabbed a search warrant. They went over to his house. They searched it, stunned at what they found, took him into custody immediately. He remains behind bars tonight, and he was not able to carry out what they described as a frightening...
And also, it is pretty fucked. Like, it's not that fucked that you should go out and kill people, but there are a lot of problems. Man, a lot of problems. Anyway, all right. So that's your update on the satanic cults. Hey, what up, family? I'm a ding dong. It is I, your boy LP, and the clip you just watched is from my live stream show, The Daily Cope, which I do 4 to 5 times a week on Rumble, Odyssey, and my other YouTube channel. I will link all of them below if you want to check it out. And thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day, and I will catch you on the flip side. Peace out.